enjoy this. My birthday was Monday. Now I finally get to go home and enjoy it with some Burger King. Here I come, baby! Yeah. Burger King! Yeah. Burger King! Yeah. Yo! And talk to Bob Bear, because he's my man. Don can't kiss my ass.
What's up, people? Thank you once again for coming through. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Much appreciated for everyone that's left comments on the previous videos. Nice, thank you. Alright, so the Jackal, Carl Frampton, is fighting next weekend. And it's fair to say, I don't think anybody's talking about it. I really don't. And I did say on my Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather video, I did say Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor is good for boxing because it puts eyes on boxing, and it's a case of trying to keep some of those eyes. So basically trying to keep some of that media that are not very interested in boxing, it's a case of trying to keep them interested in boxing, and then boxing wins. I'm going to have to retract that statement. So far, Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather has been astronomically bad for boxing. Astronomically. We're just not talking about fights at all. Bruno Garcia is on Saturday. No one really is talking about it. I mean, you get the odd few people in terms of boxing writers talking about it and some fans, but in terms of the general public, in terms of maybe the casuals, zero. Obviously, GGG versus Canelo has kind of been hit a bit as well. Some shows in the UK, some shows in the US, and I think Carl Frampton versus Gutierrez has been hit massively by it. It's strange. I remember about 2 years ago, I saw an interview. 2 years ago, maybe 18 months ago, as Conor McGregor and the rise of Conor McGregor was growing. And it had a poll, and it said, who is the biggest Irish combat sports star? So boxing, whatever, UFC, MMA, blah, blah, blah. And it was Carl Frampton, I think, had 54%, Katie Taylor, and then Conor McGregor. That's completely reversed right now. And I almost feel like the rise of Conor McGregor has almost taken a bit of shine off Carl Frampton. In the Irish kind of market anyway. I just feel like the Irish, and I could be wrong, look, if anyone from Ireland, whether it be Northern or Republic, is watching this, let me know what you think. But I just feel like Carl Frampton's achievements in the ring are almost being underplayed by what Conor McGregor is doing right now, if that makes any sense. So what Conor McGregor has achieved is good, it's fantastic. But in terms of the sporting sense, take away the financial sense. In terms of the sporting sense, I think what Carl Frampton's done is even better. Remember, Carl Frampton was unbeaten up until his last fight against Leo Santa Cruz, which was a close fight. And I feel like his achievements are almost being diminished. Hence why, if you were to do that poll again, Conor McGregor would probably be 95%, and Carl Frampton and Katie Taylor small percentages. And I almost feel like that's wrong. Am I making any sense at all? Let me know. A lot of people were underwhelmed by this opponent, Gutierrez, and I initially was. But then you look at who Carl Frampton has fought in his last 7 or 8 fights, and I mean, so Santa Cruz twice, fair enough. Scott Quigg, big fight. Gonzalez, do you remember that fight against Gonzalez in America where he got put down? Did he get put down? I think he got put down and he had to come back against a very awkward, tough, gangly Mexican. Tough fight. Avalos and then Kiko Martinez. That's a decent run. That's a very, very decent run. So I'm not too upset again about Gutierrez. I think Mexican fighters in and around this weight class are all tough. They're literally, there's thousands of them in and around this weight class. So anyone in and around the top 10 in Mexico in this weight class is bloody good. It's bloody good. And I think we saw that when he fought Gonzalez, a couple of years back. It isn't easy fighting any of these Mexicans. This is their weight class. This is the weight class they've dominated for years. When you think of the likes of Barrera, Morales, Marquez, this is their class. So I'm not too upset about Carl Frampton taking this fight. Look, after this fight, there's big fights if he wants. If he really wants the fights, there are big fights out there. There's Scott Quigg rematch possibly. There's Oscar Valdez, there's Gary Russell Jr. And there's even a guy a few pounds above him called Lomachenko. So it'd be good to see what he does after he gets the win, and I think he will get the win against Gutierrez. He did say, and he revealed in an interview recently, I think it was maybe a couple of days ago, how, and I think this is the side that we as fans don't see, how difficult it was for him to recover mentally from that loss to Santa Cruz. And it reminded me a bit, not to this extreme, but it reminded me a bit about Ricky Hatton, where I think we saw Ricky Hatton after the Pacquiao loss. And I could be right, but I think we saw Ricky Hatton in a kind of swimming pool scene, right? Where he had all the fans there, he was drinking beer, and he was laughing and joking like he had a care in the world. But then deep down he revealed how much demons he had after. Suicide thoughts, drugs, etc., etc. After that defeat, like it affected him that badly. But then to the public, in terms of what you don't see behind the scenes, it looked like he was okay, and he was okay, and he was having a drink with the lads, having fun, he was happy-go-lucky Ricky Hatton. And I think there was an element of this to Carl Frampton as well. Again, not to that extreme whatsoever, but there's also a small element. I saw a video clip where after Santa Cruz fight, he went to a pub, and he brought everyone around the drink, and he apologized to everyone for losing. And there's an extent to where, yes, you want to please the fans and you want to please the public, but I think the public almost don't appreciate how much boxers go through when they have a loss. And we expected, and I think Carl Frampton got stick for maybe not picking out a Lomachenko or a Gonda or anyone else next for his next fight and going for Gutierrez. And I think we need to look at what these fighters go through. And I think getting back in the win column, and I think he will get back in the win column, is important. And I think not taking a big fight, because look, 2 big Santa Cruz fights and a Scott Quick fight mentally take a lot out of you. Forget physically, just to build up mentally, all the press conferences, all the back and forths, takes quite a lot out of you. So I think this almost low-key fight, if you like, I think is fantastic for Carl Frampton. Carl Frampton's what, 30 years old? So potentially, look, there's loads of big fights left for him. So hopefully he can get through this fight safely, exercise those demons that he clearly had after Santa Cruz loss, and maybe take a big fight next. But what do you guys think? Carl Frampton versus Gutierrez. Again, I don't downplay any Mexican in and around the top 10 or 15 in their division back home. Because this is their division. The super featherweights, the bantamweights, they produce these by the bucket load. Gutierrez is a very tough opponent. He's only lost once, has never been stopped. So expect 12 very hard rounds for Carl Frampton. But who do you guys want to see Carl Frampton fight next if he does get through this? I just mentioned some really good names, Oscar Valdez, who I still think has a lot of holes. I like Oscar Valdez a lot. Gave Lomachenko a very good fight in the amateurs, but it's still got holes, and I think Carl Frampton can kind of, if you like, use his experience to get through that fight. Gary Russell Jr. is a very tough fight for Carl Frampton. Great hand speed, good foot movement, and he's lost against Lomachenko. I don't think he's, in his mindset, he's going to fight anyone better than Lomachenko, so he'll be tough. What about Lomachenko? Lomachenko is talking about going to 135 pounds very soon, so that shows that he is quite big at the weight, but that could be a great fight. I mean, that's a massive fight for Carl Frampton, who doesn't seem to be afraid of taking on tough opponents